Hello everyone. In this hands-on lab, we are going to get started with understanding of Google Compute Engine billing. So in Google Cloud Platform, you are billed by the second. However, after a minimum of 1 minute, and you are not billed for compute when a compute instance is stopped. However, you will be billed for any storage attached with it. So what is the recommendation? In Google Cloud says that you can avoid surprises on your billing by creating cloud budgets, billing budgets to monitor all of your Google Cloud charges in one place. So budget enables you to track your actual Google Cloud spend against your planned spend. So after you have set a budget amount, you can set budget alert threshold rules that are used to trigger email notifications. So budget alert emails help you stay informed about how your spend is tracking against your budget. You can also use budgets to automate cost control responses. So let's go and see it in action. So you can go to navigation, and inside the billing, if you click on billing, you will see the list of information here, the cost management, cost optimization, and inside the cost management you can see the budget and alerts. You can click on it, and here you can see the budget and alerts. Avoid surprise on your bill by creating budgets to monitor all your Google Cloud charges in one place. So after you have set a budget, you can create budget alerts to email billing admins and users when charges exceed a certain amount. So let's click on create budget. So first thing is to give the name. Let's say my budget alerts. The next thing is you can choose the time range. For example, you can choose a monthly, quarterly, yearly custom range. So you can also customize it. So let's continue with monthly, let's say. So you can click on and select the projects. As you can see, you don't have a project. You can see the default project. And you can also select the services. For example, you can select the App Engine, Cloud Build specifically. So let's continue with all services. You can see the discounts and promotion others. So let's click on next. So next thing is to configure the budget type and target amount. For example, you can see the specific amount or last month spent. So let's continue with specified amount, and you can see the target amount. So let's continue, and you can set alerts threshold rules. You can see it will send email alert notification after the actual or forecasted spend exceeds a percent of the budget or specified amount. So you can see you can set as a default, it's suggesting the percentage of budget in 50%, in 90%, and when the budget exceeds 100%. So but you can also click here add threshold and add your own percentage of budget based on your preferences. So let's continue with the default. So you can see here they can also manage the notifications. You can see the emails, alerts to billing admins and users. So let's continue with that. Let's click on finish. So this is how you can create a budget and alerts in Google Cloud Platform. You can see the budget type is specified amount. You can see it's this billing account. You can see the trigger alerts 50%, 90%, and 100%. You can see the spend and budget amount here. So you can click on navigate. So if you click on this, you can see the list of information. So of course you can change it and click on save anytime. Another thing you can configure in Google Cloud Billing is a billing expert. If you click on that, you can see you can export to BigQuery. BigQuery expert sends you billing data to BigQuery dataset. So don't worry about the BigQuery if you don't understand now, because in our next lessons, in our future lessons, we are going to understand about the billing, and we are going to do some project so that you can understand how to export your billing to the BigQuery. So this is all about it for this video. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. In this video, we are going to understand about live migration and availability policy in Google Compute Engine. And Google Cloud says that during a planned maintenance event on a virtual machine VM instances underlying hardware, Google Compute Engine might move to the VM to another host. To keep a VM running during the host event, Compute Engine performs a live migration of the VM to another host in the same zone. So basically, live migration lets Google Cloud perform maintenance without interrupting workload, rebooting a VM, or modifying any of the VM's properties such as IP addresses, metadata, block storage data, application state, and network settings. In addition to keeping the VMs running during the planned host events, live migration keeps VMs running during the infrastructure maintenance, security-related updates, and system configuration changes, also hardware failures. So let's see it in action. So while you're creating an instance, let's click on Create Instance. So when you create a Google Compute VM instance, you give the name, you give the region and zone, and you configure the machine configuration, you set the boot disk, and you set the firewall rule. So after you configure all the configuration and you go to advanced options, inside the management, when you go to the management section, here you can see the reservations. Here you can see the availability policy. Here it says automatically use created reservation, select a specific reservation, or you can also select the do not use. You can also use an existing reservation when creating this VM instance. So you can also here see the availability policy. You can see VM provisioned model is standard. You can also choose this spot, which is ideal for fault tolerant workloads. So when you go to the on host maintenance, you can see inside availability policy, you can see the two things which I have mentioned already: on host maintenance and automatic restart. Basically, on host maintenance, you can select either migrate VM instance, which is recommended, or you can also select terminate VM instance. So when Compute Engine performs periodic infrastructure maintenance, it can migrate your VM instances to other hardware without downtime. You can also select the automatic restart. By default it's on, but you can also select it off. So basically, Compute Engine can automatically restart VM instances if they are terminated for non-user initiated reasons, for example, maintenance event, hardware failure, or software failures, and so on. So this is how you can configure on-host maintenance and automatic restart inside the availability policy in Google Compute Engine. So we can cancel this. So we can go to, if you want to read more about this live migration and availability policy, you can refer to the cloud.google.com compute documents instances live migration process, so you will understand more about them in more details. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Hello everyone, in this video we are going to understand about custom machine types in Google Compute Engine. So when existing predefined VM options are not appropriate for your workload, you can create a machine type customized to your needs, and this is called custom machine type. So if you go to the official Google Cloud documentation, it says if predefined VMs do not meet your needs, you can create VM instance with custom virtualized hardware settings. Specifically, you can create the VM instance with a custom number of CPUs and amount of memory effectively using the custom machine type. And it also says the custom machine types are available in general purpose machine family. So when you create a custom VM, you are deploying a custom VM from E2, N2, N2D, and N1 machine family. So let's see how to create and select the custom machine types in Google Compute Engine. So when you go to Google Compute Engine and VM instances, you can click on Create Instances. And you will see the name, the labels, the region and zone, and the next important thing is the machine configuration, which we have already seen. You can see inside a general purpose machine family, we can select the series like first generation and second generation. But also we can select the machine type. Here you can see the high CPU, high memory, standard, shared core, and the custom. The custom is where we configure custom machine type. If you click on it, you can configure about, as you can see, the cores and memory. If I'm going to change the cores, you can see the memory will automatically adjust, to automatically change it. You can see if I make these cores 14, the memory is changing to 56 GB. So if I go to change it like 24 CPU, it's going to change 88 GB. So this is how you can configure the custom machine type in Google Compute Engine. So you can read more about it in Google Cloud official documentation. You can see the list of information related to custom machine type. So we have only covered some of the basics. So thank you very much and see you in the next video. In this video, let's take a look at another essential feature of Google Compute Engine, which is GPUs. So why do we need GPUs? Compute Engine provides graphic processing units, which is GPUs, that you can add to your virtual machine VM instances. You can use these GPUs to accelerate specific workloads on your VM, such as machine learning and data processing. So how can you configure the GPUs? When you go to Google Compute Engine and VM instance, when you click on Create Instance, you will see the list of configuration that you can configure for the VM. So here inside a machine configuration, you can see the machine family, general purpose, compute optimized, and memory optimized. And we have already seen how to configure these machine families, but we have not considered about GPUs, which is graphic processing units. So if you click on these GPUs, you can select the GPU type. For example, you can see the list of types, and you can also select the number of GPUs up to 4. You can see select the 2 or 4, and you can also enable virtual workstation here by clicking check mark. But if you don't select here, for example, in Google Cloud Compute Engine, you cannot select the GPUs in every machine family. What I mean is that, for example, if you go to general purpose, and if you, for example, if you go to A2, here you can see that CPU platform and GPU. If you click this arrow, and you can see here CPU platform, CPU to core ratio, visible core count, and GPUs. You can see the number of attached GPUs affects the VM maximum number of memory and CPUs. And here you can see the add GPUs are not available for the selected machine type, zone, and region. So as you can see that not all the machine types are supported for GPU. For example, we are currently in E2 series. You can see CPU platform selection based on the availability. If you select N1, and here you can see you can select and add the GPU. So you can click on add, and you can select, you can configure GPU type and number of GPUs. And this is how you can go and configure the graphic processing units in Google Compute Engine. So go and try to create project with the right machine type, but there are some restrictions because not all the machine types are supported, as I said. For example, the shared core or memory optimized machine types. And you can also configure the on-host maintenance because it will can only have the value terminate VM instance with the GPU. And it's also recommended availability policy for GPUs automatic restart on. Here if you go to management, and if you go to the availability policy, you can see, for example, let's go here and choose, right now we are N1, yes, okay. So if you go to management, and if you go to availability policy, you can see you cannot configure the on-host termination or terminate VM instance, because by default says on-host like the VM termination. You can see the saying that to enable termination action, set a maximum round duration or choose a spot as your provisioned model. So let's click on Spot, and here you can see you can select the VM termination stop or delete, but you cannot configure the on-host maintenance because it says enable host maintenance, choose a standard as your VM provisioning model. So as you can see, to configure on-host maintenance, you have to switch to the standard. So it's saying that on host maintenance, choose a standard as your VM provision model. So you can see the automatic restart is off if you choose the GPU. So this is how you can play around with GPUs in Google Cloud Compute Engine. Thank you very much, and go to the official documentation and read more about it, because they are really important concepts that you need to understand, not only in your projects but also when you apply or when you go and when you try to register for associate cloud engineer or professional cloud architect exams. They are really important concepts that you need to understand. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.